Hi, my name is Dr. Paget, and I am the instructor for RTL 4340 Entrepreneurship Retail Business Planning. And to tell you a little bit about myself, I actually own a business. I have a small boutique floral business called Unforgettable Floral. And I also help my husband with his company. He owns a publishing and marketing company. And through our two businesses, we have learned quite a bit about entrepreneurship and starting a business and putting together a business plan. So I'm hoping to impart some of what we've learned to you in this class. I also completed a retailing degree at Texas Tech for my undergrad degree a few years back. And before we begin the introduction, I would like for you to go into Blackboard and print the syllabus, because we're pretty much just going to cover the syllabus and just give you the basics of what the class is about. So first, what I'm going to look at is we're going to talk about virtual office hours, and I will send those out every week, and it'll come out at the beginning of the week. On Mondays, I'll usually send out an announcement, and it'll show up in Blackboard, but I'll send it in an email. And in that, I'm going to give you when virtual office hours are that week, so it'll give the days and times, because they'll change each week. Then I'll also give you what assignments are due that week, any changes that we've made to the schedule, any extra credit opportunities. All of that will come out in the announcements. So it's really important to pay attention to the announcements when they come out. And then when you also log into Blackboard each time, go ahead and look at that. I also would recommend entering the course at least 2 to 3 times a week, and definitely on Mondays. So during virtual office hours, you can either contact me through Microsoft Link, or Skype that it's called, or you can call me through my office phone, which is listed here, and it's also listed on the syllabus. So those are the two ways to contact me during virtual office hours. If you can't meet during office hours, you can always send me an email and we can set up a different time to meet. So feel free to do that. You can also, if you want to just call and talk on the phone, you could send me what assignment you're working on and tell me what parts you wanted me to look at before we meet. If we do Skype, the nice thing about that is that we're able to actually go in and you can share your screen with me and I can see what you're working on and I can make changes while we're talking. So that's one reason that Microsoft Link or Skype is really nice. But we can also use, you can just call me if for some reason you're not at a computer or you can't get Skype to work. So my email is listed. I will answer emails Monday through Friday within 24 to 36 hours. So when working on assignments, most of your assignments will be due on Sundays. So I suggest working on your assignments during the week. So then if you have questions, you can actually ask them during the week when I can respond. Because if you wait until the weekend to work on your assignment and have a question, I can't promise that I'll respond to that until Monday. So that's just something to think about when you're working on assignments. And as I mentioned, we'll communicate either through Link. I'll communicate through announcements telling you what's going on that week. And then we'll also communicate. You can communicate back and forth with me through my email. There's also a tab in Blackboard called the course schedule. So you'll want to go look at that, and that'll give you all the due dates for the semester in this class, because we'll be doing discussions and we'll be doing assignments, and it'll show you when those are all due. And those also, that's also listed, the course schedule is also listed in the syllabus. But as it says, it's a tentative schedule, so that can always change. So that's why you want to also make sure when you check announcements for any changes in the schedule, because I'll list those. So the catalog description for this course is listed here, and it's also listed in your syllabus, which basically the catalog description is just saying that this class is where you're going to learn how to structure and develop a business plan by following a step-by-step approach to starting a business. So you're going to learn about the various components of a retail business, and then you're going to develop your own business plan for a business you create. And you're going to identify a variable target market for your business. You're going to determine the forms of marketing that will work best to secure customers. You'll select a location. You'll determine what type of employees you want and that you're going to need. You're going to determine their job descriptions. You're also going to determine how much inventory you're going to carry and how to sell it. So there's a bunch of different aspects that we'll go through that are part of developing a business plan and developing a business. Next, we'll look at our student competencies and learning outcomes. And these are just the main things that we're wanting to learn in this course. So this course is, like I said, is designed to teach you what an entrepreneur looks like and what all goes into developing a business and what all is needed in a business plan to get funding. So each of the chapters that you'll do will be sequential, and they'll help you build your business plan. So each of the assignments that you're going to do is helping actually build the business plan that you'll turn at the end of the semester. So what's nice about that is it gives you a chance to turn in each piece, and then for me to give you feedback on any changes you need to make. So by the time you get to the end of the semester, when you put your business plan together, it should be very easy to put it together because you're literally just going to be putting the pieces together. And the only assignment that we won't be doing is we won't be doing your executive summary. That'll be the only part that you'll have to do at the very end on your own. But like I said, we're going to analyze demographics of who is your customer. We're going to look at market economic factors. We're going to look at competitors. We're going to look at trends and opportunities in the retail industry. We're also going to look at management systems, operation and control procedures, and marketing and promotional strategies within the retail industry. And we're going to do all this while communicating and writing. So that's a big thing about this class is that it is writing intensive. And an important thing to remember too is that you want to make sure all of your writing is third person. So you never want to use I and say, this is what I think or this is how I feel. You want to back everything up with facts, and you want to keep everything in third person. Another thing is you can also look at the example business plan at the end of the book at Appendix D in your text. And also, if you go to the tab in Blackboard that says Business Plan Portfolio, you'll see an example business plan there, and you can go through the rubric just to kind of see what you're going to do at the end of the semester and put together to kind of get a feel for the class. And just make sure to look at the syllabus, look at the example, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we're going to go through what all is required for the course. So for the class, we're going to do online discussions, chapter assignments, your final business plan portfolio, and then a participation meeting. So as you can see, it's really important to turn your chapter assignments in on time and do well on them because they're a big part of your grade. Your business plan portfolio is also a big part, but it's coming from those chapter assignments. So as long as you've worked hard on those chapter assignments, you should do really well in the class. So looking at the online discussions, you're going to be required to complete a write-up on a discussion topic for each chapter in the Blackboard forum. An original post must be 100 words and are due on Saturdays. And then you will respond to at least one student's discussion post with a 75-word response, and that will be due on Sunday. And you can refer to the rubric that's under online discussions to see what you'll be graded on. Next are chapter assignments, and they must be submitted in a Word document through Blackboard, and they'll be due on Sundays as well. And assignment files need to be named last name, assignment name, and should be submitted with a cover page. Assignments should be submitted with page numbers as well, and your assignments are going to be evaluated and returned with revisions, like I've said. So to find those revisions, what you have to do is you're going to go into the grade book. So all your grades are going to be put in the grade book in Blackboard, and you have to go into the actual assignment after it's been graded, and you can pull up that assignment, and I put comments on the actual paper, and then also you have to go over to the rubric, and there's a place for feedback in the rubric, and I'll also put information there. So you have to look at both places. And what I tell people is to stay on top of that, to go back to your assignments, make any changes, and save them. So then at the end of the semester, it's really easy to put your business plan portfolio together because you've already made all those changes. You have everything saved. You just have to put it all into one document. Next is the business plan portfolio, which is just a culmination of all those different assignments that you've done and that you've revised and edited throughout the semester. And like I said, the only thing you'll add to that is the executive summary that you'll complete at the very end. And also make sure to go look at that tab that says business plan portfolio, just to go through and see what the example looks like and which will be graded on. And then last is your participation meeting. So we'll meet once within the semester, and you are required to attend that meeting. And we'll just talk about one of your big assignments coming up. You'll just get to meet me face to face, which is nice. So I can put a face to name. Same for you. You'll get to actually meet me, ask any questions you have. So it's a great time for us to just get to know one another. And for your grades, as it shows here, it's a weighted total. And we have the weighted total throughout the semester, so you'll see where you're at throughout the entire semester once grades are posted. Here's the book that we'll be using. It's Fashion Entrepreneurship Retail Business Planning. And the book, you can get the first or second edition. There is a second edition, but it's okay if you get the first. There's no real changes to it. And you also don't need the CD-ROM, so you can get it without the CD-ROM. So, because all the stuff that's on the CD-ROM, I actually give you through Blackboard, so it's not a big deal if you don't have the CD-ROM. But you will need the book to be able to complete assignments and to do the discussions, so you have to have it. So I would get it as soon as possible. Next, I'm just going to walk a little bit through some of the main rules that we have to follow. One is academic dishonesty, which we all know is not tolerated. So if you have more questions about that, you can refer to page 46 in the Texas Tech University catalog for statements on cheating and plagiarism. Also, you have to follow the Fair Use and Copyright Act. That requires us to familiarize yourself with that. It's pretty much saying no plagiarism. And since we are writing, we have to make sure that we cite something that's not our own. So, and last is online learning environment. So since we are online and we are going to do discussions, I expect for everyone to show respect to others. So please think about before you post a discussion response to someone else's work, and don't say anything that you wouldn't want said to yourself. So I'll also have a netiquette article that you can read, just to kind of give you some pointers on how to do discussions. And another big thing I wanted to mention was students with disabilities. So if you have a disability, please get the paperwork filled out, and then the Student Disability Services will actually send me an email and then tell me what exactly I need to provide you. But I can't do that for you until you get that, you meet with them and get all the paperwork filled out and they send me the email. So please do that. It's in your syllabus. It has the number listed if you need to know exactly who to call. And last is technical requirements for the course. So since this is an online course, there are some different things that you need to know. One, everything that you're going to need for the course except for the book is going to be found in Blackboard. You're going to need a computer with internet access for the course. You're also going to need to download Microsoft Link or Skype to communicate. And then also for your lectures can only be viewed through the web browsers Internet Explorer or Firefox. So if you don't use either one of those currently, I would go ahead and download those to your computer. Also, you'll want to download Microsoft Silverlight because it helps with watching the videos and using Microsoft Link. And you can download that through your e-reader. Just go there to do it for either a Mac or a PC. And also, as I've said before, just make sure to look at the course schedule link whenever you have a chance. And one last thing I wanted to mention to you was about your different assignments and discussions. You can always turn in an assignment or discussion late for partial credit. So please, if you miss something, go ahead and turn it in so you can at least get partial credit and then get feedback on the assignment of any changes you need to make, because partial credit is way better than a 0. So I do allow you to do that, so please go ahead and do that. And one thing I will say, just a helpful tip, is just please try to stay on top of things. It's real easy to get behind in this class because we do assignments every week and discussions. So you just have to kind of stay on top of things and do what you can not to get behind. So I look forward to meeting you all and helping you form a business. And I look forward to working with you. And let's get started.